What's up, you guys? Today I'm going to teach you the best way and the most accurate way to test your HANNA ultra low range phosphates. Now this can be a little bit tricky and a lot of people always get consistent results. Now I've got a couple of things here with me. One is the reagent. We're going to go over that, how to actually take this out properly. Second thing is the pipette. Now this is a spring type of pipette and you can select exactly how many mil you want to take out from your tank every single time. So again, this is very important for accuracy. Now this is by a company called Scientific. Really good tool, incredible. You always take out exactly the same amount of sample every single time. Obviously I have the HANNA tester here with me, and then this, what you see right here, is sort of the heart of the whole thing. This is called a vortex mixer, and I've got this here. I did get this quite a while back. It's called the Auto Aqua magnetic stirrer. It's not really that powerful, and to be honest, I wouldn't really use this. It just lacks the power to be able to stir the reagent with the water and mix it up. It's okay for if you want to do some salivate tests which don't really require a lot of shaking, but really this I would not use. It's not powerful enough to mix the reagent. So let's move this out of the way. So this is what we're going to be doing. Step one: how do you fill in the correct sample? So you just squeeze in, take out the sample, and then you squeeze it back in. So that's exactly what I'm going to do now in this one. Right, I've got the sample. I'm going to just push it in exactly 10 mils. Right, that's done. The next thing that you want to do, you're going to close this off nicely. Make sure there are no air bubbles at all. And you can wipe this with a clean cloth, which you can't see on the camera, but make sure there are no air bubbles on the side. You're going to pop this in here. Right, that's going to be ready in a sec. Now what you want to do is take out the reagent. Now this can be a little bit tricky. So the first thing you've got to do is you've got to make sure you tap on the sides with a scissor exactly like this. Because if you don't tap it on the side, what you're going to get is you're going to get lots of reagent that's still going to be left inside the sachet. And again, this is what leads to inconsistently and inaccurate results. Right, so I'm just tapping all on the sides. Right, everything is tapped in. Now what you're going to do is you're going to carefully use a scissor to cut across the edge. Right, now what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that this can actually open. Perfect. And now you're going to just squeeze it onto the sides, and you're going to make a little triangular shape like this. Right, okay. So it should look something like this, and this is where you're going to take the sachet out. So bear with me a sec. What you're then going to do is you're going to press this button once. Right, you're going to wait a couple of seconds. Let's give it 5 seconds, and you're going to press this button. Don't move the actual checker itself. Right, now that's done. So now this is where you take this out. Close this up again. And this is where you're going to put the sample in. So right, carefully push it in. And what you're going to find is, although this looks empty, you have to do like a little, you've got to rub it against each other. So you're basically going to be taking out any of the other sort of finer dust reagents that are stuck into the sort of plastic. And you will see there is stuff in here, quite a bit of it, and it should pop in. You can see what I mean? A lot of reagents actually popped in. See, now that's empty. Now this is where the cool part comes in. We're going to screw this back on, and essentially what you have in front of you, this is called a vortex maker, which is very powerful. You can see, you just squeeze it. So all you got to do is you've got to time this for 2 minutes, and you're going to essentially shake this, and you see how it makes the vortex. So it's shaking the camera as well. But again, you've got to tap on a steady table, and this will basically make sure your cuvette is completely mixed in. And you've got to do this exactly for 2 minutes, okay? Right, so obviously it's moving here on this fabric because, again, this is like on my desk, a bit of a felt type of fabric. If you have this on your dining table, this will not move at all. But you can see, right, how it creates like this vortex. It's vibrating my camera as well, and it's very, very powerful. Right, and now you can see there's nothing left at the bottom. I set the timer for 2 minutes. And that's easy as that. And you're going to pop this in here, give it another quick wipe just in case. I'm going to pop this in here again, press and hold down, and this will give you probably, you know, a much more accurate HANNA test result every single time, because all the reagent's been dissolved inside the water. I know what the instruction manual says, but believe me, I've tested this against my ICP. Everybody will tell you phosphate can't be tested, it has to be derived. I get all that, but you know what, for a hobby grade product, this is probably the most accurate that I've found and the cheapest way I've found to get repeatable results. I've tried Tropic Marine, all these sort of test kits. Honestly, they're just not very good, right? I think they just report everything quite low, and honestly, try this method. It works every single time. Again, you know, this by 4E Scientific. I can put a link in if somebody wants. But again, this by 4Es as well. And so is this. That's called a vortex maker. Again, the good thing about this is it doesn't need a magnetic stirring bar, because then you've got to take the magnetic stirring bar out and wash it. And then if you're doing, you know, like you're testing your phosphates, your nitrates, you've got like 2 to 3 tests. If you've got 2 tanks, it just becomes very messy. You know, this thing here, you know, it works automatically just by depending on how much you squeeze and how much pressure you put. You know, so if you put more pressure, it will just essentially vibrate. And again, this does fit the HANNA cuvette perfectly. So I would give this a try. I think I paid about £90 for this, and it's a very, very good purchase. Highly recommend this. Thanks guys. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below, okay?